Memphis is the home of the blues, rock and roll, and Earle Farrell.
From the Collierville Square to the mighty Mississippi, the Earle Farrell for Memphis show is all about good things that happen across the Bluff City and the people who make Memphis cool.
The Earle Farrell for Memphis show is made possible by our title sponsor, Southern Security Federal Credit Union, and by Kathy Thurman Edwards, State Farm Insurance.
By Dive Shop and Dive Ventures nationwide. Jim Harris Chevrolet with George Gully. Napa Cafe Memphis and Glenda Hastings. Phoenix Unequaled Home Entertainment. For Memphis Magazine. The Live at the Garden Concert Series. And the Orpheum Theater Group Memphis. And by Mitch Wright Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Family owned and operated for more than 40 years. Thank you to all the sponsors for making this possible.
And now, here I am, the Earle Farrell. Welcome to the show. Beautiful fall day here in Memphis, and we're live at Lansky's, Clothier to the King. In fact, the King has also shared some of his jackets with our first two guests. Melissa Todd in the Jerry Lewis jacket, Executive Director of the Front Porch, and Lauren Young, who owns Sweet Lala's bakery and owner, and who's also taking part in the Front Porch. All your sweets are going to be there. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
You look great in your jackets, too, by the way.
Thanks.
Oh, thank you.
This is a very interesting project. The location for the Front Porch, which is on Walnut Grove, it's Second Baptist Church, where all the pumpkins are this time of year. In fact, they're there right now.
Yeah.
And what happened, the church actually donated the land, but whose idea was this? Because what it sounds like to me, it's like a community center that's privately owned. It's for anybody that wants to come there to use it, whether it's office space, meetings. You've got a couple of resident tenants that are in there, which we'll talk about in a minute, but whose idea was this?
It was a joint effort, I would say, out of the love of the baking that I've done through Sweet Lala's Bakery and having been raised at Second Baptist and being a part of their pumpkin patch hospitality. We started wondering, why can't we do this year round? And as I talked with my parents, we started thinking about really where we're situated in the heart of the city. Memphis has downtown, of course, in East Memphis, but where Perkins and Walnut Grove exists is the heart of Memphis.
Yeah.
Lots of people live and work and play right there. And what we don't have is a lot of great community resources, and we wanted to see an investment go into that space, and we felt like the community would respond and help us build a place that was made for them, and that's really what we've done.
I kept seeing it under construction. I was like, what is that going to be? Because it was one level,
yes.
And it had the big porch, and I'm thinking, what is that thing?
Yeah, I think that it comes out of a sense that we're all moving really fast,
Yeah.
and people post-COVID also kind of withdrew from each other, and so what we want to do is put in a spot what we did with the glass building and really invite you to connect, not just with your friends and neighbors, but connect with yourself again. So our tagline for the Front Porch is rest, renew, and restore, and that's why all those rockers are there. If you don't ever want to come step foot in my little second helpings place, you can bring your own coffee and sit on the outside, but really just take a breath and catch up with yourself or catch up with a friend or neighbor.
And rock and roll.
And rock and roll, that's right.
Now, Melissa, I got to know you through Best Buddies.
Yes.
We did a number of stories when I was at Fox 13 and the radio about the Best Buddies organization. You're now the executive director of this. How did you come to the program?
Yeah, I was introduced to Becky, many years ago through the symphony, because I worked for the symphony for a while, and one day she gave me a call and she asked me to come to her house, and I met with her and Lauren, and she kind of told me what they wanted to build and what was happening, and what their dream was for the Front Porch, and they kind of asked me to come along on the journey with them. It was just at a perfect time in my life, and I thought, this is something that I can really get behind. I really believe in having a place where people can just come, rest, renew, restore, gather for good, and being able to do anything good for this city is good for me. So,
well, this is exactly why we're doing this show, because it's all about positive things going on in Memphis, the people, the places, the food, the music, and that's really what y'all are about. Which I think we have to turn this around, because Memphis is a great city.
It is.
And there's so many great people here, and that they don't make the evening news. They did something good. Well, let's not put them on television, for God's sake.
Yeah, we had a group there today, and I told them, from the architects to the people at the church to the grinder, Tabor and Grinder, to the entire Second Helpings team, to the board, to everyone involved, every single person on this project loves the city of Memphis and wants what's best for the city of Memphis.
But if you watch the news, you'd think that nobody likes it here, that everybody's unhappy with it, and everybody's scared to death. I get calls from people from all over the country. Are you worried, Earle? I said, no. I'm not worried. I just moved my show from East Memphis to downtown to get people to start coming downtown. So every guest I have, they come in, they go, it is so good to be back downtown. You just got to come and see that it's cool down here and everything's happening. Some of the things that you can do there, of course, you can have sweets from your store.
Right. We'll have breakfast, a full espresso bar. We'll have lunch and a lot of good snacks.
And which is what we all need. And,
but feel your day.
But it's a place you can get in and out of relatively easily.
Very quickly. Yep.
And so your friends in Germantown, let's meet at the front porch for breakfast this morning or a lunch meeting or just meet for coffee.
Correct.
And a snack. So it really is about reconnecting. I like your saying about retouching after COVID. So many people still don't get out of their neighborhoods.
Well, and the premise of what we've seen at the bakery, I always like to say we make great food. I like to think we have the best cookie probably around the United States, but people come to our bakery to feel something, and usually you're feeding comfort in your life with food. And so what I like about what we're going to be doing at Second Helpings is we're going to be very intentional about programming around the front porch and some free offerings all next year. But what we want to see is have you come together and find people who also feel their feelings. One of the best things in a bakery is people eat their feelings quite literally, and I think what I've seen the good things that come out of that is finding people who can actually share in the burdens. We built a place to be really happy at our bakery, but what we found post-COVID in particular, people are really lonely, and people won't talk about it, or people won't talk about the stress that they feel or the mental health anxieties that are going on with young people. And what we knew, particularly just in our neighborhood where we built the front porch, several suicides have taken place, several violent acts have taken place, and people need to process that together and not be quiet about it. So the front porch will have a really wonderful angle on mental health that we want to celebrate and have it on display.
Well, one of the tenants you have that is there now, Mila's house, which is a center for good grief.
Yeah, Nella.
I've done several reports on the good grief camp over the years.
Absolutely.
And that's certainly a positive thing and helps everybody. I think if you expand it now, it used to be just children who had lost a loved one, but now it's adults too. And I saw the need for that when I first went there because it was everybody's touched by death, and yet parents are often excluded. You got to figure out and grieve on your own, but we'll help the kids. Well, everybody needs it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's extraordinary because they give free grief counseling to about 65 patients a week. So for them to be able to come to the front porch, have their counseling, and then just have this great campus where they can, rest, renew, and restore, I think that is really one of the great things about having them partnering with us.
Well, and of course, there's some other offices there. If you want to come in and say have a meeting or just to have an office with one client that you've got, because so many people do work out of their homes, that this affords them a place for a large conference, 100 people, or 3 or 4 or 12, so you can accommodate all those. Yeah,
so we have a meeting room that will fit up to 10 people. It's a full conference room. It has all the audio, everything you need, a full conference bar, so that room can be rented out for meetings. And then we also have an event space. It's about 99 people, theater style, and then depending on the way you do your seating layout, anywhere from 48 to 64. And we're really encouraging businesses and nonprofits and networking groups to come to our space and bring their business to our space, because we want people to see, the connection again. That's really what's important to us. That's why we were very intentional about the glass around the building, because we want people to see connection again. But we will also do private parties as well. We are an alcohol-free venue, but we will do private parties as well. We just don't want to be out too late because we want to be kind to our neighbors.
Well, if it's any of my friends, we're never out too late. What happens? In fact, I was thinking what we should come up with is our flashcards that when people are driving crazy and cutting out of traffic, we'll go to the front porch and chill. Instead of the things we do say to them. It creates a much better atmosphere.
It'll lower your blood pressure if you come to us.
Which I think the whole thing is stop for a minute, and you got trees there. Trees are very therapeutic.
Yes.
I've done a couple of stories on that. Is if you get feeling really uptight, go to a park. Just get away from steel glass and pavement and be there to watch the trees blow or be around animals. Animals are another great therapeutic thing. Horses and
Absolutely.
dogs and cats. And although cats like me, I'm just not big on cats.
Well, in the hospitality of the church, that's really what they saw. 16 acres is what they have, and they've been stewarding it for 50 years. And that grove of trees that has 20 years of pumpkin patch hospitality, they want people to come on campus. They want you to experience a slower side of life and a way to connect. And that's really what we started seeing happen out of the pumpkin patch, where people, they estimated 5,000 come in the month of October.
Wow.
Not associated with the church at all, just really curious but interested in creating family memories, being there to have your picture taken.
Well, we've got a picture of the building itself. This is now this is an artist rendering. It is almost complete, or is complete, and opens on the 5th of November.
November
8th.
Yes.
From
November.
2 to
You made
4.
me think for a minute.
Yeah,
November
November
8th from 2 to 4.
And then here's the fantastic trio. And this is the pumpkin patch, and you can go get your picture taken there and check out the new facility, because they can go by there now and see what it looks like, because it's glass. You can see inside.
Yeah, we're actually having open tours every Tuesday and Thursday during the month of October, where you can go from 4 to 5, and you can just walk in anytime. But you can also just email me if you go on our website, and just if that's not a convenient time for you, and I'm happy to show anybody the space that wants to see it.
And it is the Front Porch, Porch, and put Memphis there, because there are a lot of front porches out there.
It's the frontporchmemphis.org.
Okay,
Yes.
There's the nonprofit thing. Well, I think it's a fabulous idea, and I think, is there anything else like that in Memphis that you know of?
Not that we know of.
Nothing conceived exactly the same way. I mean, I think we do feel a little bit like a minor or smaller Shelby Farms Park, but, we're on 16
That's okay.
acres.
That's
We
okay.
have these gathering places, but I think the intentionality by our free events that'll be sponsored by wonderful businesses here in town and individuals, people want to support Memphis community, and that's what we've seen all along in this building coming together. My mom and dad are tremendous fundraisers, but they've also given a lot to the city themselves, and people want to support this.
Was your family is the Wilson family, and
Yes.
of course famous grandfather Clemens Wilson, and the sons, and then the grandsons and the granddaughters, and
Yes.
But I think that's also great, is that people that are from here that have done very well give back in so many ways.
Sure.
And it's not just about giving money, it's actually doing something
Right.
and being involved in the community. And I think that's very, very commendable. And it's contagious. Other people see that and they go, so what are you doing?
Well, Becky Wilson is our board chair, and I have to tell you that she is a dream to have as a board chair, because she's an amazing fundraiser. We've had a $5 million capital campaign, and most of the money came from foundations, like local foundations and families who just want to see this in our city. And we have, a little less than $500,000 left to raise.
Wow.
But it's pretty amazing how many people have come forward and said, yes, we want to be a part of this. We want to be one of the people who help build this space.
Well, it's like this show. I kept telling people, this is what I'm going to do. I met with Hal. He likes it. The Peabody likes it. Just going to be positive about Memphis. They go, that's a fantastic idea. Who thought of that? I went, well, I know this is going to be hard to believe, but I did. But people that hear about positive things, they're immediately on board with it. And I think that's why you've been so successful in your fundraising, is we got to turn this around and make Memphis the way it was when I first got here. We were getting most beautiful city in the country every year.
Right.
We had the best water in the country or the world, and still do. It's just a matter of letting people know that and putting that kind of information out there. Because even if you Google something, it's only going to repeat what is being published. And if there's nothing positive being published about Memphis, it ain't out there. So,
Well, that's why we're so thankful for what you're doing. This show lets
Means a
people
lot.
know, so it means a lot to the city.
well, and we'll keep doing stuff with you as you continue to grow, because things like this end up taking on a life of their own, and it'll become what you want it to, but it'll also turn into something you never anticipated. And that'll be the fun to see what happens with that.
Yeah.
You say, we never thought about this happening, and look what it grew from it. So,
Right.
congratulations to you.
you.
And it opens on the 8th of November, but you
Yes.
can take a tour Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow from 4 to 5, and then during the month of October, Tuesday and Thursday is 4 to 5.
And but no rowdy people apply for space.
Right.
Gotta be cool.
We want you to.
And then our cafe will be open, so Tuesday through Saturday through the winter months. So we're going to be 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. And we're hoping to welcome all who wants to come on the campus and just take a breath with us.
And we've already started booking the event space and the meeting room. So.
I'll bet. There's one thing. Are you going to do kind of weddings, small weddings or anything? Because that's
you
a
could
huge...
do a wedding reception or a small wedding. We'd have to work it all out, but yes, you could. Mm-hmm.
I
it's a
always
beautiful
say
space.
yes
the
to
outdoor
everything.
space is amazing too. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got the covered patio.
The covered
so
outdoor
you could,
space, which
So
75
pretty.
more people. So.
There you are.
Mm-hmm.
There you are. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done. We're going to take a quick break, and then Jerry the King Lawler and the more famous of the duo, Don Deweese, the Donut Man, up next. You're going to love this.
Hi, I'm Dawn Grader, President and CEO of Southern Security Federal Credit Union. We're the proud title sponsor of the Earle Farrell for Memphis show. Coming to you live from Lansky's in the world-famous Peabody Hotel and celebrating all of the great things about our great city, Memphis, Tennessee.
Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I'm so proud to be part of the Earle Farrell for Memphis show, streaming live from Lansky's from the Peabody. We will be showcasing not only Napa Cafe, but some great restaurants around town. We look forward to seeing you.
Hello, Memphis Mid-South. And first, I'd like to thank you for visiting with Earle Farrell Memphis today, and we want to support him just like you do. I'm George Gully, one of the sales managers at Jim Karras Chevrolet. We've been in business here in Memphis for over 75 years. I've been associated with the company for almost 25, and I'll help you find the right car, truck, or SUV here at not only our Chevy store, but also Buick, GMC, Nissan, Subaru. We can help you find that right car. Keep watching, Earl, and come see me. Thanks so much.
Hi, I'm Kathy Thurman Edwards, State Farm, and I'm so excited to be one of the sponsors for the Earle Farrell from Memphis show, broadcasting live from Lansky's at the Peabody. And I'll tell you all about what we've got going on at our office. Gift cards for quotes. No purchase necessary. I'm better looking than a lizard.
Hi, this is Randy Wright from the Dive Shop and Dive Ventures in Memphis. We've been in Memphis over 64 years teaching people to dive, snorkel, and swim. We'd love to have you come join us and have some fun. We're also a part of the Dive Ventures group with 18 locations across the country, stretched from Phoenix to Vienna, Virginia. Please give us a call. We'll be able to take care of you at 999 South Yates in Memphis, or call us at 901-763-DIVE.
Hi, I'm Brett Batterson, President and CEO of the Orpheum Theater Group in downtown Memphis. We are so pleased with our partnership with the Earle Farrell Show and very happy that he is broadcasting live from Lansky's at the historic Peabody Hotel. We're all here to make Memphis better.
Hi, I'm Mitch Wright. And I'm his son, Mickey. And we're the owners of Mitch Wright Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
And proud sponsors of the Earle Farrell for Memphis show.
We're thankful to be part of the Memphis community. We've been in business for 42 years, taking care of people and loving the people of the Mid-South.
Hey, my name is Jake. I'm with Phoenix Unequaled Home Entertainment. I just wanted to introduce myself and kind of what I do here at Phoenix. I'm a sales engineer. A lot of the times we talk about home theaters, but there's so much more that we offer. We offer a lot of home security solutions, as well as water detection and everything. So if you guys ever need anything, give us a call. We'll get you guys fixed up.
Hey. And welcome back on this lovely fall day in the Mid-South. And I got two people that are joining me now. I've known both of them for years. The one I've known the longest is Jerry the King Lawler. Welcome to the show, Jerry.
Thank you.
And Don Deweese, who I've known for many years as well, of course, the Donut Man, owner of Gibson's Donuts. And of late, I keep seeing these pictures of them at their Liars Luncheon, which I've been to before with Don and over the years, and they keep doing it. And I kept seeing Jerry, and so I knew he was back in town. Jerry had a health scare about several weeks ago.
Yes.
And when I saw you at lunch, I said, well, then he's up, he's moving. I'm going to get him on the show.
Well,
and
thank you.
We're all so glad you've made such a great recovery. And you are beloved in this community. I don't have to tell you that. I don't have to tell Don, who's also beloved in Memphis. And I think what y'all do, getting together with this luncheon, over the years, I mean, Fred Smith has been to your luncheon. I mean, you name it, they've been there. George Bryant used to go to him. I was there one day with him. How does the live, and we got a lunch, and I'll show you a picture of one of their, this is a good example, if you'll take that, Rob. There you got
That was last
yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Greer, you got Dave Willotion. Who else is there?
Jerry Calhoun, who refereed every one of those wrestling matches on Monday night at Mid-South Coliseum. Dave Brown, the meteorologist for Channel 5.
The
WMC,
weatherman.
the weatherman.
That's it.
We go somewhere, we get a personal
forecast.
And this picture right here is very special because the Andy Fletcher, the one on the left right there behind Dave Willotion, is the Major League umpire of 28 years.
Wow.
He's from Memphis. He moved down to Bonita Springs, Florida, so he was in town for his 40th reunion at Harding Academy. So he did the World Series last year.
Wow.
In L.A.
That means he's the best there is in
absolutely.
baseball.
He's done 2 All-Star games. So John St. Clair, who's with us, and I flew out there to support our friend. And we were sitting with the umpires' friends. They had 2 bodyguards watching all of the umpires.
Yeah.
And Fox Sports owns the field for 20 minutes after the game. And 20 minutes after, we went out on the field, got our picture taken with Freddie Freeman, who hit the walk-off home run.
I saw the picture, and I wondered, how did you get on the field?
Andy Fletcher right there in that picture.
Wow.
And this man sitting right here is the biggest Cleveland Indians, excuse me.
I knew that.
Cleveland
Guardians.
Guardians. He will not miss a game.
Did you live in Cleveland at one point? Is that why you became a fan?
When I was about 7 years old, my dad worked at Ford Motor Company here in Memphis, and they shut the plant down and built one in a little town called Amherst, Ohio, about 20 miles west of Cleveland. And we moved over there and stayed over there for 8 years. And I was becoming a big sports fan, and I became a Indians fan and a Browns fan. And then once I got into wrestling and got become known for being in wrestling, I was welcomed in up there, and I would get to throw out the first pitch of the Indians game and all sorts of stuff like that.
This started over 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Started out with Charlie Rogers, Dave Willotion, myself, and we would go to eat on a Thursday. And you know why it's always on Thursday, Earl?
No.
Because we don't have a golf game at Colonial Country Club on Thursday. We play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday.
So that means your life is ruled by golf. Then,
and
right?
so one day, Steve Winnett was with us. He says, "Can I invite a friend?" We said yes. So he invited John St. Clair, and John has refereed over 1,000 Division I basketball games. And then we liked him so much, we came in, and then one day I brought the key because I knew him from the donut shop when he ran for mayor and everything, and I invited him over there, and he liked it. And he's not a celebrity to us.
No,
he's not a celebrity.
You're
to
not
us.
either, but to everybody else, you guys are.
We do understand that. So the King started coming with us, and then one day John St. Clair says, "Could I invite somebody?" I said, "Well, sure, you're one of us." He invited Andy Fletcher, the Major League Baseball umpire.
Wow.
He grew up Parkway Village, but he lived down in Olive Branch. So it's just kind of grown. And Charlie Leonard, who coached at CBU, CBHS, and he coached with Johnny Jones 11 years at North Texas, 6 years at LSU, recruited Ben Simmons, the number 1 person in the draft. So we've had some, and Keith Patterson owns the Jason's Deli's here, and he's refereed over 600 Division I basketball
And I've
games.
invited tons of wrestling famous people.
If Jimmy Hart's in town,
yeah,
he comes and he wants to go
He
to
was at
Patrick's.
lunch the day he came on here. He was at your lunch before he came here.
He did. So he wants to go to Patrick's, and he orders 5 vegetables. 5 vegetables, and eats every
But he doesn't
single
eat meat, though,
bite.
does he? He just eats
No,
vegetables.
no.
He'll eat a cheeseburger at Tops, and he'll eat spaghetti at Corky's.
He did tell me he always comes and gets a Tops barbecue sandwich
Yes.
or a hamburger.
No, cheeseburger.
Which
Yes.
is really incredible.
But we've done this for almost 20 years now, and we go to a place that, not really fast food. We go to
the sit-down place.
Yeah, and let me tell you what, we chop the ticket, If it's 6 people, you divide it by 6.
Well, see, because the day I went, you had some kind of game you played where you were trying to figure out, everybody could put in their bid of what they thought.
Well, that's back in our Monday lunch in the old days. But in this group, we chopped a ticket and went to King sometimes orders that $30 steak sandwich. And we had at the Belmont, which is that and Soulfish are our 2 favorite places kind of to go. So
well, Patrick's
one of them ordered a cup of soup one day. And we got the bill, and it was $25 each, 20 whatever it was. He said, well, I just had a cup of soup. I said, yep, that's a $20 cup of soup. I'll tell you who else goes with us, half a dozen times a year? Your buddy, Scotty Schwartz. Tell them about Scotty.
Do you remember the movie Christmas Story?
Sure.
The kid that put his
tongue
on the flagpole.
Yes.
Yeah.
He comes to the...
Did anybody recognize him?
Once you tell them, they go crazy and start taking pictures.
Show me that tongue.
Yes, exactly.
Ron Childress eats with us a lot. John Mitchell, the general manager of WMC TV5, eats with us half a dozen times a year.
This has got another picture. It's got Dave Woloshin in there, and Dave and you.
That was day before yesterday.
And does Dave have to pass a height test to get into some of these places?
Oh, come on, man. I'm just a little taller than him. We ate at Jack Brown's Burger and Beer Joint on Central.
Yeah.
And Jerry likes ice cream. So we walking by there, and the ice cream store just opened in September. So we go in there.
You're all eating ice cream in the shot.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
that's right.
I'm 79, Earl, but when I was 10 years old in 1969 in Philadelphia, Mississippi, I could go into any of the 3 drugstores in Philadelphia, Mississippi, and a cone of ice cream was a nickel, a double cone was a dime. So I could have bought those 5 ice cream cones yesterday in 1959 for 25 cents.
Tell them how much it cost.
What do you think those 5 ice creams cost me yesterday?
Well, I'd say $5 a piece, probably, or $6.
Hello,
that's low.
$34, and I gave her a $6 tip. That was $8 a piece, and I'm telling you. But let me tell you what: some of the best ice cream in the city. We'll go back again. We're going to support that nice lady.
And this is right next to.
It's 2 doors from Jack Brown's.
Yeah.
I tell you what, it's 50 yards west of the new beautiful Central Barbecue building on the same side of the street.
Ron Olson and I went in there and had the burgers. They're good burgers. I like
yes,
them.
One of the top in the city.
Yeah.
And great French fries.
And it's a joint, which what I like about it. You go in there.
It's kind of like going to the Belmont. It's got a lot of atmosphere.
It is. And you don't have to be huge. You just have to be good.
We have people call and ask us to go to our lunches. And he's brought a lot of wrestlers in there. And they call it the Liar's Lunch because there's some pretty good tall tales told.
Well, this is another picture of Don in Gibson's. You know, the thing is, the reason you're famous is not because your donuts are great, but it's what you do to every customer that comes in the door. Like this family had no idea.
Picture. I wasn't. I was a little thinner there, buddy.
Yeah, I guess you were.
Hadn't had as many donuts is what it was. But you go in and you start throwing donuts, and the people that had never been there before, they go, "What is going on?"
Yeah, right.
And we holler real loud,
you do.
first timers.
And you embarrass people. I see that a lot, and you just laugh. They know he's kidding. If you didn't laugh,
We try to make it fun for the customers.
It is,
and it's a laid back place that we can do that.
Here's your book. This is on sale forever. The Donut Man by Don Deweese. In fact, the author of your book, it was here earlier. Do you have to leave?
Steve Williford wrote the book. I'm going to make this quick. He came in one day and says, I want to write a book about you. I said, Earl, nobody's going to buy a book about me. He says, I want to write. I kissed him off. I thought it was a joke. He came back about a month later. He says, I want to write that book. I said, Earl, you're stupid. Ain't nobody going to buy a book. So he comes back in 2 weeks and says, I'm ready to start.
He didn't take no for an answer.
And we did it during the pandemic, and it's one of the greatest honors of my life, that and when they named the street after me.
I remember when that happened.
Yeah.
And look at all the people. Calipari, whenever he comes, Jerry, hold it to that camera over there. There you go. And tilt it down just a little bit. Got a little glare. There you go. Perfect.
There you go.
that Calipari came in all the time.
He still does. We had lunch with him a couple of weeks ago. He's got the big game next week against Arkansas.
That's right.
If he comes into Memphis, he comes in there, and people don't know the real John Calipari. He's one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. Now, I know people are going to get on to me. They're going to get on to me, but Earl, I'm going to tell you this. He didn't take a player. Not a player.
No.
And there was one player that was signed. What's his name? He went to Kansas. The others were just verbally committed. So it was, and all the people that are mad here, the only reason they're mad is because he's still not our coach. You can't tell me another reason they're mad.
And if he came back, they'd love him like they did when he first got here.
He was very good for Memphis.
Yes.
And he got a lot of fame from Memphis. So, and he still enjoys it.
I never understood, though, why people got mad at somebody for trying to become better and grow in their own industry. I mean, they'd be like Jerry going, well, I don't want to win any more matches because I've won so many. You never want to stop winning, right?
No, you got to win.
We're very lucky in this city to have what we have. I'm telling you. I'm going to the opening game of the Grizzlies tonight, and this is a big night in Memphis. It's a big day for Earle Farrell's show. Have the king on here.
That's right. It is.
It's a good city.
It is a great city, and we're doing it at a very famous place, Lansky's, inside the Peabody Hotel. Get a shot of that, Beth. This is you can get your just kind of straighten it out just a little bit, Don. There you go. He's got pictures of his wife when they got married. He's got the donut shop book.
I got my dog on here. The book that they did. So. This is a custom-made suit by Hal Lansky, my friend. Oh, look at here. Look here, King. Look.
There you go.
I have to get some video after.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We'll B-roll it in there.
The quality of Hal Lansky's clothes is amazing.
It is. And the price is amazing. These same jackets at one of the bigger men's stores in town would be $1,700.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this feels like an old Oxford or Baroni. It's so soft.
And all of us
I'm very proud of, and I love Hal Lansky.
Well, and Julie, his daughter, works the women's store over there. Mm-hmm. And every time I tell somebody where we do the show from, they go, "Those are the nicest people in the world."
Yes,
if you don't believe me,
come
in and meet them, and you will soon find out what genuine folks they are, and start and support them. And then Doug Brown, the general manager of the Peabody.
He's in Nashville today. I texted when we got here to come in here. I said, "I'm in Nashville today."
He is super. Of course, we invited him in to be on right when we first started doing here because I knew he'd like to talk about his favorite subject himself, and I knew that's why you'd come on.
You know that he's one of the top dancers in the country?
Ballroom dancer, yes.
We're talking about national. I think he came in second in the United States in some, I forget which one it is, but when you see it, look at his Facebook and see Sarah, his person, I'm in awe. Absolutely awe. I would pay thousands of dollars to be able to dance like that.
Well, I'll teach you for thousands.
No, you can't. I tried.
Not going for that, are you?
I went and took lessons. I just can't do it.
I wanted to talk about a couple more pictures here. Let me get to it. This, and we're going to show this. This is probably one of the most famous promotional things that anybody I've known in sports.
Did you ever hit me that hard?
Yeah.
Jesus.
This is Andy Kaufman, and he had been wrestling women.
Yes.
And he even, I think...
wait, let me interrupt. He gave Andy his start. He let Andy start doing it. If it's not for Jerry, he would not have had those matches. Keep going.
But that's
you're wrong.
Keep going.
Can somebody tell me you're wrong?
In fact, you can hit him.
Okay.
You can hit him.
No, Andy got started a long time before I read him wrestle. He was wrestling women in his nightclub acts. He was on the all of these TV shows and everything. But it was to Andy. He was not accepted by the people that were wrestling fans, so he wanted to wrestle women in front of a
real wrestling
fans. And so that's what I gave him.
And what I loved about what you did, because you love what you do, always have, and you have respect for people in the business, because it is a business, but it's also a sport unlike any other sport.
Yes, it is.
But you have to be an athlete to be able to do this and be able to pull it off and not get hurt. That's what people don't understand is the fact that you've endured all the blows you've taken, because you don't think you're going to get hit out there.
Yeah, but I mean, guys do get hurt all the time.
Yes.
All the time.
Can I tell him you've never been in a? Can I tell him you've never been in a gym?
In a what?
In
Jail.
a gym.
Oh, a gym.
He's never been in a gym in his life. He's never gone and worked out a gym in his life. And I'm going to tell you something else about this man. His lips have never touched alcohol or tobacco. And, buddy, that's special.
What about the women you've known? Do they have?
Oh, we don't want to go to
just a few of them.
I'm just asking. You were a little more lenient with them.
A little bit. Who's that laughing over?
We do have the clip, and you're going to be able to talk over the clip as we roll it, or should be able to. And so, tell us what's going on, because you'd never been on a national talk show before, the Letterman show, right?
Oh, is that what you're going to say? Oh, okay. Yeah. Andy put me over there on that. He called David Letterman and said, I want to come over to the show if you would bring Jerry Lawler on there too. And so he called me and said, you want to go on David Letterman? And I said, yeah, from Memphis? Yeah. I'll go on David Letterman. So that's no other warning than that. Just showed up and went on the show.
So you really didn't have any kind of a skit worked out. You just said, we're going to freewheel this, and whatever happens, happens.
Well, no, it didn't work that way. What happened, we went to New York and went to the big NBC studios, and they said, meet at 10 o'clock in the morning. You have a meeting with the
producers.
Yes. And he will tell you what they want you to do on the show. So I got there, and I expected Andy Kaufman to be there, and there was nobody, just me and the segment producer. And he said, well, Andy wouldn't be in the same room with you. I said, okay. And he said, anyway, here's what we worked out. You guys are going to be on 2 segments. And then at the end of the segment, they'll play the music, and you guys are off. I said, okay. He said, what we want to do is the first segment, you will show the footage of you giving them a pile driver, and then you guys be a little bit
antagonizing.
Yeah. And so, and then Dave will take a break, and then come back in the second segment. Andy will apologize to you for making fun of wrestling, and you apologize for hurting his neck, and then Andy's going to get up and sing, "What the world needs now is love, sweet love."
But that's not what happened.
That didn't happen.
Well, we're going to show. I don't think we have the scene of the pile driving, but we have right after they showed that. You come out, and then everybody boos you, I guess, because they saw what you did to Andy.
Yeah.
And then he comes out, and they're all cheering him. But before the scene is over, let's just watch.
Let's see what you got, Earl.
In Memphis, Tennessee, Andy Kaufman, the actor, comedian, and intergender wrestling champion, had his first wrestling match with a member of his own sex. The opponent was a very serious wrestling favorite named Jerry Lawler. Tonight, for the first time on network television, they meet face-to-face. Here are Andy Kaufman and Jerry Lawler.
The king.
You hear the boos, right?
Yeah.
Andy, go ahead and have a seat, if you will.
Watch, he couldn't help it. He had
First of all, gentlemen,
messed his
thank you.
chair up the whole time. Look.
Thank you very much for being here, Andy. Let's take care of your neck injury. Now, when was the match? April 5th, right? Mm-hmm. And it's now almost August.
That thing's kind of
still
stinky
need that
by
neck
now.
brace on there?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do.
Are you in a lot of pain?
Well, I'm not in nearly as much pain as I was, and it's healing, but it's still enough to wear the brace.
One of those kind of nagging, lingering injuries that.
I don't know what you call it, but I just have to wear the brace.
Now, When I see Jerry here, I've never seen the man in person before. To me, you'd have to be nuts to want to get into the ring with this guy. He appears to be maybe twice your weight, and he's better looking. I'm just teasing there, you know. But what was your motivation for wanting to fight him?
Well, I had so many matches with women, and I always won, and I started really believing that I was a good wrestler. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, I'd beaten women bigger than him. I really thought that I could beat him. Mm-hmm. And I also, when I started getting worried and thinking maybe I couldn't beat him, I thought I would just run away from him the whole time, and I couldn't do that.
Now, Jerry, was there ever any doubt in your mind that you would have any difficulty?
What was his answer?
Andy?
Not really, no doubt at all. You see, I don't want to sit out here and pretend that I'm friends with this guy because I think he's a wimp. You see, I think when Andy was born, his father wanted a boy and his mother wanted a girl, and they were both satisfied.
Look at his eyes.
Now, just a point of order here. I don't know a great deal about wrestling, but it looks to me like you gave Andy that second pile driver after the bell. Now, that didn't seem like a really sportsmanlike thing to do.
Well, you see, I noticed a small smattering of boos from the audience and everything. And I think that the people have gotten the wrong impression from all of this. You say that wasn't a sportsmanlike thing to do. But everybody that sees Andy Kaufman the way he is now, you know, Mr. Nice Guy, very lovable, the Lotka character and everything, this is not the Andy Kaufman that I saw. Because he sent a lot of interviews and clips into Memphis, insulting me.
As I recall, Andy, you kind of just egged him into this, didn't you?
I was just teasing and fun.
Just teasing and fun. Jerry Lawler,
I don't know if you've seen
Andy
those,
Kaufman
but it was
are here,
something.
and now we saw the tapes that allegedly provoked Mr. Lawler into the match. Andy, why did you do that? That didn't seem like a very nice thing to do there.
I don't see how a person could get so mad from that. I was playing bad guy. That's what I was doing. I was playing bad guy wrestler. It was a role I was playing. I wasn't serious about it. I don't take things like that seriously, like I am a star. That was just a role I was playing.
Yeah.
You know?
So in your estimation, Jerry,
and I think that he just was taking it
The
too
looks
seriously.
are great.
you think he owes you an apology?
Look,
then?
I always said you didn't have a sense of humor, and here the people are all laughing at it.
Mm-hmm.
So it proves my point.
Yeah.
That's why I came here. It was because I asked for an apology. I apologized for all the wrestling I've ever done, all the abuse I've ever given to people that didn't understand what I was doing. And I simply think that apology is in order.
So it's come to this, has it, Andy? You want Jerry to apologize.
Uh-huh.
Now, is this the way, would that be an equitable thing as far as you're concerned?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think I owe him an apology.
South
I think,
there.
you know, he says it was all a big joke. I'm sure it was to him. I think he came down there with the intention of...
Did you want to hurt him?
Well, yeah. I thought I had to hurt him.
That's what I do.
In all the matches
Earle,
I ever had against 400
Yes.
women, I'll tell you, I
People
was
get
bigger
hurt.
than most of them, a lot bigger, and not one time did anyone ever get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I never had to prove anything. I never had to hurt. I was always very gentle with everybody I
Well,
wrestled.
you know, it's something that I take very seriously. It's the way I make my living, and he comes in making a joke out of it. He did it all for publicity. That's why he's still wearing. I don't know if it's a neck brace or a flea collar. I mean, you know, sure, Herbert, you don't need it this long.
I was in the hospital.
He's milking it for every bit of publicity he can get. That's all he's.
I had to spend 3 days in the hospital in traction, and I was given this neck brace in the hospital. It's a very real neck brace. It's a real thing, and it's
It's
something.
been 5 months ago.
Yeah, it seems a little...
People been in car wrecks and now they're, you know.
I just don't think that there was any. It wasn't really called for to do. I could have been killed, and I could have had my neck broken.
But on the other hand, I mean, nobody actually forced you into the ring, you know.
That's right. I don't come out here and try to do stand-up comedy or anything like that. You know, I'm a wrestler. You're a comedian.
If you were the man that you think that you are, then you'd apologize. If you're the man that you think that you say you are. Because you're always talking about being a sportsman and how you're such a
I never
great
say
athlete.
anything about being a sportsman.
Let me.
Well, I thought you're an professional athlete. You're always talking about sportsmanship, and sportsmanship isn't just to go in the ring.
Professional
And
athlete.
if it's a professional
You're a
sport,
comedian. You
it's
should
a
stay telling
professional
jokes
sport.
and things like that.
You don't have
Stay
to
out
go
of
in the
the
ring. Yeah, well, I was going in the ring, and it's something that I was doing, and there was no reason
As
to
a
hurt
joke,
me.
right? It's
Yeah,
not a joke
as
to
a
me.
joke. Yeah.
It's not a joke.
Well, it wasn't a joke to me.
Did you laugh after when you were laying in the hospital? Was a joke then?
No, it wasn't. But there wasn't any reason to purposely hurt me. You could have proven the point by just beating me.
What was it he said that made you go, I'm going to knock his block off? The bell?
Here we go.
Here it comes right here.
Let me just clear up one point here. There are a lot of people watching who probably view wrestling as being a show, a display, a demonstration, and this may be as the pinnacle representation of that. Was this thing fixed or rigged? Are you guys really friends? Was it a scam?
No, not at all.
I will tell you.
I couldn't warm up to this guy. We were cremated together. He is a wimp. That's exactly what he thought. That's what he thought about wrestling. He thinks it's all a big joke, a big fix, or whatever. And then you're right. There are a lot of people that think that.
You're nothing but a redneck.
Well,
and you're just trying to prove a point because I was a Yankee, and I heard this from so many people in Memphis. I was going down there, and because you believed all that stuff that I was.
There are a lot of people that think that, and he was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I did to Andy
And
exactly what I would
didn't
like to
sue
do
you,
to
my
everybody
friend.
that thinks that way.
You're lucky I
because
didn't sue you.
It was a chance to show him exactly what it's really like.
If there were,
Here we go.
Because let me tell you something. My father said, my manager said, they all said that I had a right. I could have gotten a lawyer and I could have sued you for what you did, and I didn't. And all I want is an apology. Even you asked me last time I was on your show if I was going to have a lawsuit. I could have sued you. I could have sued you for everything you're worth.
Well,
and I didn't because I'm not that kind of a guy.
Yeah.
Look at those
you know
eyes.
What kind of a guy are you?
You're not the kind of guy you're.
I'll just be over here. We're going to pause here for station identification and get the hoses out here.
Boom.
I can tell you, Earl, he had not planned that when he went on the show.
I am sick and tired of this.
Hi there, and welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. As you can tell, Andy Kaufman is here, sort of, and Jerry Lawler is also here, and there's some nights I wish Tom were here, but that's not the case. Is Andy, are you coming in here again, or?
I am sick of this. You are my friend. I will sue you for everything you have. I will sue you. You're a. As far as I'm concerned, you hear me? I will get you for this. I am sorry to use those words on television. I apologize to all my friends. I'm sorry. But you're a.
I think you can use some of those words on TV. I'm not. But what you can't do is throw coffee. I've said it over and over again.
All right.
Well, that about wraps.
Earl, let me tell you one thing. Jerry saw David Letterman later. He said, I was just brand new in the business. He said, this put me on the map for the whole United States. And it is a fact. If you Google the top 100 shows in the history of television, that segment right there is in the top 100. And he thanked Jerry for that.
Yeah.
Well, it was an incredible thing. I never have forgotten it. And anybody that's ever hadn't seen it, the reason I said, let's run the video again, because there are a lot of people who have heard about it but never have seen it.
That's right.
But it's got to be one of the things that people come up to you wherever you go in the world, and they go, I remember that scene.
I know every weekend now to Comic-Cons around the country, big turnouts of people. Every weekend, somebody will come up and ask me about Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he passed away. He had small cell melanoma, lung cancer, and it really came out of nowhere. We didn't even know he was sick. Then boom, he was gone. Yeah. He was a real talent, and he was a good sport because he was one of those kind of dark comedians that didn't mind taking all the abuse that people gave him. They gave him a lot of abuse.
Well, he got a lot of abuse after the show. He came down to Memphis, and we had a ton of wrestling matches. He and I, Andy Kaufman, and Jimmy Hart got involved, and the Assassins, and all sorts of people. Jimmy Valiant and all guys got involved in the shoot in the big boo-ha that that came out of this. It was just getting worse.
Well, wrestling is, whether people like it or not, it is a huge part of our culture in the United States.
Yeah.
And you got to be amazed that the people you meet that you think, well, certainly he's not a wrestling fan. They go, man, I'm the biggest wrestling fan in the world.
Yeah.
And it starts just like you did with baseball. As a little kid, there's something about it. You love the characters. You love what they do and the action and the yelling. And
that's right.
It's just all the elements that kids love. And once you're there, and people like you are heroes to them forever.
Yeah.
Some of the people you've been close to over the years, Hulk Hogan, who
Yeah.
tragically
Yeah.
passed away not long ago, and I think there's a lot of people asking questions about he should not have died in that operation. That wasn't a very serious operation.
Yeah, that's some more stuff is going to come out about that. There's a big lawsuit that's going to be settled up before that long.
Jimmy Hart was his manager.
Yeah, we talked about that when he was on a few weeks ago, about what a good guy he was.
Yeah, yeah.
And so many guys in the wrestling profession are really good guys. The Rock. And Rock was from Memphis.
Yeah.
Did you know him before? You knew his dad?
Who do you think gave The Rock his start?
I'm not sure.
You're talking to him.
Don Deweese?
No. He's wrestled The Rock. He's wrestled The Rock's father how many times? 50?
Oh, yes.
At least 50.
Yeah.
And when he came to Memphis, I've heard him tell this story. He had $7 in his pocket, and he was living with downtown Bruno on his sofa down in
was it Olive Branch?
No, it's like North Mississippi Halls, right below
Walls.
the Mississippi.
Walls, Mississippi.
Walls, Mississippi. And today his company's named $7
because that's what he had.
Yeah, that's right.
But Jerry gave him his start.
But the thing about you, Jerry, is that you've always been very generous with your time. You've always come on my show whenever I've asked you to, and you're very kind to everybody. And I think it's indicative of being raised in this community. People in Memphis are really good people.
Tell them what Jackie Fargo told you, King.
I told it earlier, but I didn't tell it on the show.
Okay.
Jackie Fargo taught me when I was just new in the business and wrestling in Jonesboro, Arkansas, and he said, I want to tell you something. Anytime you go out, you go anywhere, whether you're a good guy or bad guy, and people ask you for an autograph, you take the time and personally sign each autograph that they ask you for. And he said, because if you don't, that one person that you refuse to give an autograph to will tell at least 10 people that you were
not a good guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And he said those 10 will tell 10 more people, each one of them, and before you know it, you got a bad reputation.
Well, Elvis was that way. He took the time to sign each person that comes up to him and said, "Can I get an autograph?" And he would write something personal to them.
Yes.
Great running to you at the gates of Graceland. You had the cutest little jacket on or whatever. Made it very personal. And people do appreciate that. You were rubber stamping something.
Yes.
And that's something that they never forget. Every kid that ever met you remembers how they met you, where they met you. And I remember when I was at Channel 5, and you guys were wrestling there, and I would be there on a Saturday, and everybody's sitting around in a break room in their little outfits, and all greased up for the show. And I'm sitting there going, "Excuse me, I'm just going to circle by here and get a cup of coffee. Don't touch me. I got a suit on." And you guys, it was like people were reading the newspaper and having a biscuit or something.
Well, we weren't on the air then.
No.
That's right,
But you're lax, and, it's just the job. But everybody was always so professional, and nobody never showed. I mean,
no, right.
Everybody in that business takes it very, very seriously. And for years after they stopped doing it at Channel 5, people would still come there on Saturday morning going, "Is the show going on today?" I said, "It hadn't gone on in years, pal."
Right.
I don't know what planet you've been living on, but it is. I mean, can you believe when you look back on your long career and all the people you've met and all the people you've touched, could you have ever asked for a better life?
No, I would not. I would not change anything in my life. It's all worked out great for me. I mean, the business itself has changed. Now when I was in it, it's like a little more showmanship. There are a little more guys. They remind me of a bunch of athletes, that are gymnastics or something, more so than wrestling. But it's bigger than it ever is. Huge it is.
They fill up these huge stadiums, and the pyrotechnics, the showmanship is really. It's like
they sell the forum out when they come here. Each year,
and it really is showbiz more than it ever has. But like so many things, I like the old days. I like things when it was simple first started out, and I'm glad that I was kind of around it back then. And
I remember the first guy that came along. Hadn't even started then, but that brought the showmanship into it was Gorgeous George.
Sure. That bleached blonde hair.
Oh, yeah, crazy.
My grandmother and great-grandmother loved Gorgeous George. We'd go see him at Houston. We watched 2 shows, Lawrence Welk and wrestling.
That's great.
That was my introduction into wrestling. But
That's great.
And my great-grandmother, who was born in 1880 or something, she had never seen men other than her husband in anything but suits.
That's right.
Then all of a sudden she's watching these half-naked men.
That's right.
And she just go, woo, look at them. So, but fans are everywhere. And there's everybody in this town is certainly a fan of yours. And you too as well. Then we never saw you in wrestling tights, Don.
Nope. But you saw me in referee outfit.
Yes. I did see that, yeah. Yep. But
as Chris Stapleton says in one of his songs, I'm the luckiest man alive.
Well, I think we all are.
Hey, what about me?
Yeah, well.
Hey, you're the king.
Oh, okay.
We're just guys.
When we go to eat sometimes, we just did. I took my wife Rita out. We go out eat at least one night a week with him. And when these people come in and see it, it just doesn't get old to watch it. And he's nice every single time. We went into Popeyes one day, and he lives right by Popeyes. And
I know where he lives.
It was at night. We went in there, and this guy saw Jerry. He was waiting there. He jumped over the counter to come out. He didn't go around to come out the door. He jumped over the counter.
You're talking about his house. I've been to your house a couple of times. And the first thing you notice is he makes you take your shoes off before you can come in the house. This guy's a neat freak.
I just stopped that now.
You can now?
Keep your shoes
I think
on.
You just had your floors, your wooden floors,
Yes,
they were just gorgeous. And I said, will anybody steal them? He said, nah, this is a nice neighborhood. Wait a minute, finish. So then he wants to show us his garage. The house is very nice, but his garage, and I've got a picture right here.
It's a museum.
It is a museum. This is a picture of him in the garage, and those are figures he has there. He's got a Batmobile. He's got, all this stuff that you walk in there and you can't believe it's there. But then I went to use the bathroom, and he's got doilies, and he's got Jerry the King Lawler napkins in there, and it's like, I said, this is the neatest guy that I've ever met in my life. Have you always been a neat freak?
Not really. It's a housekeeper that I have now.
Oh, you got a good one. Well, I was blown away.
It's a museum.
It is.
You can't see everything going. I've taken all of my grandchildren in there. And they are just...
It's a wonderland. It really is.
It's better than Disneyland to them.
I guess people have offered you stuff for all of the collectibles you have in there. Come in and say, I want to buy that. And you just say no?
Yeah. It's really is, I guess, a personal collection of stuff that I've won or had given to me over the years. There's just like my I don't have it on now, my Hall of Fame ring. It's probably worth $60,000, but I just keep it.
Yeah. We didn't tell him where he lives.
No.
He probably got that locked up.
He's got one of the most sophisticated alarm systems you'll ever find. Because of that.
Yeah. Well,
it's unbelievable.
Well, is there a favorite piece you have? The ring, is that your favorite piece, or what would you say?
Oh, gosh.
He can't tell you. I'm just telling you right now. He can't tell you. I'll tell you off the air.
But he can't.
He cannot tell you, I promise you.
Well, then I'll share it to you later, ladies and gentlemen. Well,
it's a piece of artwork.
Well, you were an artist. You started out. That's what
right.
you wanted to be, was an artist.
That's right.
And somehow
he's as good an artist as he is a wrestler. I'm telling you.
I've seen his stuff. I have.
It's unbelievable.
And he was just kidding around with it. He also worked at KWAM radio back when he was in a Kwanzaa hut over by the Board of Education.
Right.
And got fired because it was by Gary U.S. Boz, because he was the program manager. It was a country station. And
it was Eddie Bond.
Eddie Bond.
Eddie Bond. He was a guy.
And
he was a great guy, too.
They were playing, it was a country station, and so the King played Bob Dylan, Lady Lay, across your big brass bed. He thought it was a country song. As he played it, they fired him. They fired the King. What an idiot.
I cannot take full credit for that. My personal manager, Jim Blake, he was a music guy.
Yeah.
And he told me I could give you some borderline pop country stuff that the young people will listen to your show.
And I love that song.
I said, okay, I'll play it. And
see what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
We found out.
I found out.
Well, it could have been the best thing that ever happened to you.
Yes, it was. It really was.
Could have been stuck in broadcasting forever. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming and spending some time with me. And Jerry, great seeing you back.
Thank you.
And when you see them out, they only go to about 4 or 5 places. And they never tell anybody where they're going to be.
No, we go more than 4 or 5 places. We're trying to find new places all the time.
Well, when you see them, go say hi to them.
Do that.
Because they do like to see people that like them. If you don't like them, don't go up to the table, because Jerry will hit you.
Hal!
Hal just walked to the place.
By.
Yeah, so we're going to spend some time with him. Guys, thank you very much, and we'll do this again soon. Jerry, you keep improving, and we'll see you.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see you at the donut shop.
Thank you.
All right. That's our show for this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.